with Nikkie. Right in this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing Wednesday morning? And I know it's Wednesday because it's trash day. So good morning. Today we have a beautiful day. It is a nice sunshiny day. I got to get into the gardens early today because I don't want to get out there too late, because yesterday it was so hot and I was like, I'm so glad I'm not out in the garden. I ended up doing some other things that I had to get done, but whew, it's hot out there. So let me know real fast in the chat. Does this Coffee with Nikkie, is it on the right side, like when you're reading it, or is it mirror image? Let me know if you can read it right. Put some ones in the chat if you can read the Coffee with Nikkie the way that it's supposed to be read. The way it's supposed to be read. Oh my goodness, I got some stories for y'all. Let me tell you, I got some stories for y'all with my gardening adventures. I'm telling you right now. Thank you. Okay, so I don't even have my garden all the way together yet, but it is already proving that it is going to be a real challenge for me this year. I'm going to tell you how bold this deer was last night, and I'm going to tell you what happened this morning, like freaking insane. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about this book that I'm reading. I'm reading this book from Carol Dweck called Mindset, and I'm absolutely loving it. Well, I'm listening to this book. I'm listening to this book called Mindset by Carol Dweck, and it is so good. It is, we always talk about mindset. We always talk about everything starts in your mind first, and you got to flip the switch, and you got to do all of these things. But this book really gives you a little bit more insight into the way we think and the way we absorb information. And so I'm really enjoying this book. And if you guys want to get it, let me grab the link really fast for you guys. And share, copy link. Okay. Let me put it in the chat for y'all. This book, I'm telling you, it's a good listen, especially if you have athletes in your family. I'm going to give this book to my son as well. And knowing my son, he's not going to read it, but I'm going to tell him to just go to the sports part. You know what I'm saying? Just go to the part where I think that you are going to get so much growth and information from it, and have him do that. But yeah. It's great for entrepreneurs. It's great for students. It's great for coaches. It's great for athletes. It's a really good book. And it's just about the way that we consume things and the way that we feel when it's time to learn something different. So you guys, if you want, go on ahead and grab that book, because I'm telling you, it is amazing. All right, everybody. So welcome to Coffee with Nikkie. I am your host, Miss Nikkie. You are here for your daily cup of information and inspiration. And so I'm here to give it to you. So let me check and see who's in the building this morning. We got Cousin in the building. I call her Cousin. Y'all call her Latrice. Or you may call her the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building, and she is first. And she said, "Good morning, my hearts." I know she's busy, busy, busy at work, so she'll be in and out, but she is here. Yes. Good morning, Miss Melody. Miss Melody said, "Happy hump day." This hump day be humping, girl. This hump day be humping. Good morning, Miss Lois. Miss Lois says, "Good morning, Queenies." Good morning, Miss Lois. Let me fix myself. Okay, over here. Good morning, Miss Lois. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jasmine. I told Jasmine we were on Instagram just a minute ago, and I was like, girl, she was on my mind this morning, like, what is Jasmine doing? Because, sometimes I got to call and I got to check on Jasmine to see what she's doing. But she popped in to Instagram, and I was like, oh, I was just thinking about you. And so, yes, good morning, Jasmine. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, Trina. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, "It's good, lady. Thank you, thank you, thank you." All right, so yeah. So let's get into some things. We will be traveling, and I'm going to see if I can see my Jasmine Alyssa out there, because I'm going to Dallas to check on for my niece's graduation, check on my son, check on my sister, make sure they're okay out there. And just have a good time. It's family time, so we're just gonna go out there and have a great time. It's not gonna be as hot as it was when we went in August. OMG, right, cousin? It was so hot. I've never been in a place that has been that hot. That has been that hot. I've been to tropical places. I've been to a lot of places. I've never been to somewhere that is that hot. It was so hot outside that you could not even breathe. Like, I felt like I couldn't breathe. I could not breathe. It was that hot. We were trying to get the party together for Sean's mom, her birthday party, and trying to move around in that heat was no joke. Like, when I tell you I was drenched, I was drenched. And you getting ready for a party, you usually, you sweating a little bit, you're perspiring a little bit. No. When I tell you I was drenched, I was drenched. Like, you had to have water, you had to have, like, I was chewing ice. Like, I was like, I have to cool my body temperature down. It was so hot. So we're going down there. It's not going to be so hot. So I'm excited about that. I like Dallas when it's cooler, not cold, but cooler than what it was. I don't like Dallas at when we went in August. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Good morning, Martini. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's getting hot. Oh my goodness. It was sizzling. And even at night, still hot at night. How is it when the temperatures are supposed to cool down? How is it still the same 100 and something degrees? How, Sway? How's that happening? But it happens there. It happens there. Oh my gosh. It was disrespectful. Yes. Yes, indeed. It was. Good morning, Yolanda. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, "Good morning, family." I don't understand how people could live down there, and I've never been. Let me tell you, it's so beautiful though, but it is so hot. Like, I think when the weather gets that hot, there's nothing that could grow. And because the grass is fried, the vegetables, I think they have their seasons too, but I know the grass cannot survive. That for sure. I know it's scorched. It is scorched. Late part of the day is the worst. Oh my goodness. It is so hot. Sean's mom's party outside, it was still hot. I'm like, why is it still hot out here? There's no sun. It's cool. It should be some breeze blowing. Why is it still so hot? It's so hot. Did y'all get rain? Nope. It was mad crazy wind here over here. Trees blowing all over. It's not as hot today. No, we didn't get rain. Hopefully we'll get some over this weekend. We had a good week all week, so we had sun all week. Hopefully we'll get some rain this weekend, because I am going to put my seeds in the ground, and since I'm not going to be able to water it, hopefully the rain will water it and take care of them for me. Good morning, Miss Steltra. Good morning, good morning, good morning. She said, "Good morning, babes. Good morning. Happy hump day." Yes. Good morning, Alicia. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Miss Lloyd said it is hot. Let me tell y'all something with this Texas heat. Whew, it is hot down there. But like I said, I'm excited to get down there because it's not going to be as hot as it was in August, but it was OMG in August. It was OMG in August. I could not take it. But let me tell y'all about what's about to happen. I think tomorrow, not I think, I know because I will be traveling, but tomorrow we will not be on for Coffee with Nikki because I will be traveling. I will be back though at nighttime. So the evening class is still on. So 7 p.m. Make sure that you set your alarms for 7 p.m. for Kathy Z of Ravish Soap Company. She is going to give you a whole tutorial and explain how to use the Photo Room app for content photography and I mean for content and also for product photography. So you don't want to miss that one, especially if you want to elevate your, elevate the look of your products just so it doesn't look a little, too boring. You want to give it some personality. Make sure you're in the building. 7 p.m. I will still be on for 7 p.m. I will be missing Coffee with Nikki though, but I will be on for 7 p.m. So make sure that you guys keep it on your calendar. Emails will be going out. Make sure that you are there, especially if you want to, level up your product photography game. So join us Thursday. I may or may not be here on Friday. So I should just say no, but I'm going to say it's going to be a maybe. I'm just going to say it's going to be a maybe that will be here on Friday. But yes, so then, back to our regular scheduled programming. But Thursday for sure no, Friday maybe. But I might just go ahead and say the no and come back on Monday instead of just having the day off and coming back the day and then the weekend. So maybe I'll just do it. We'll see, because I do have some goals here from y'all that I want to check in with. And does anybody want to add their goals here? These goals that you guys told me were for Friday. So we can check now or we can come back on Monday would be too late because it should have been done by then. But y'all could update me. We're all adults here. We can all update each other in with accurate information. But if anybody wants to tell me what their goal is for Friday, I have Miss Lois's, Michi's, Melody's, Cherise, Martini's. I have your goals for Friday. Anybody want to share their goal for Friday? Again, these things, if you're sharing it out loud, it helps to keep you accountable, hold you accountable for the things that you say that you want to do. So if you want to share your goal with me, let me know in the chat. So my to-do list is very extensive and I have one day left to get all of the things done. Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have one day to get this stuff done, right? Because I don't have that. That's it. So I got packages that got to go out to the post office. I made soap this morning. I did the favors. I had 100 favors that I had to do by yesterday. Those are complete. I want to get my seeds in the ground. And I said, instead of trying to beautify the whole place and try to make it look like what I want it to look like before I leave, I'm just going to put my seeds in the ground and protect everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cover everything. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to try to do more than I could do. I'm just going to do what I can. So I got that popping. I got the soap. I got the book. I got to go into town. I live in a country girl, right? You got to go into town. I got to go into town. I got to pick up a package because my post office did not deliver it to me. And my packages don't go to the post office that's right next to me. Why would they do that? That's too easy. My packages go all the way in town. So whenever they say that the bins are filled up, they take my packages and then they take it back to the post office, the post office hub in town. Crazy. So that's an additional 25-30 minutes out of my day that I got to go down to. Well, it's an hour actually because you're going and coming, going into town. And yeah, it's crazy. And so I do need steaks. I didn't get the steaks for the deer fence, the deer net, so that the deer can't get in there. I did need some more, but I'll see if I'll stop and get it and get everything in the ground. I have some emails and applications and things that I got to do, but craziness. Craziness, craziness, craziness. So Melissa, are you doing your Pilates this morning? All right, Deltra says complete orders. And this is by Friday, right? Oh, oh my gosh. Okay, so I got scrubs that I gotta put on my website. I got the new scrubs gotta go on my website and I gotta print out my labels. You just reminded me. So all of these things gotta be done in this one day. In this one day. I love the did you make the incense holder, Miss Deltra? Thank you, thank you, thank you, cousin. Pilates at 10. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Oh yes. That's gonna be part of my I remember I said I wanted to try Pilates, so that's gonna be one of my things. I seen something the little app on the phone. I'm gonna get me one of those and see what I could do. I'm gonna do my bike first. I'm definitely going to be doing my bike because it's easy, it's there, and I could just go on ahead. Usually when I like to do the bike, but I like to do some workout too, but I'm gonna do the bike in the morning because it's easier for me instead of trying to get myself in order to come, do one of like X28 or whatever. I'm just gonna go straight to the bike and then do some Pilates. I want to get the stretching down. I seen somebody do the one with the rope. I want to do that, but I'm not in the area that has the rope Pilates. Like I love the whole pole dancing. The what do you call that thing with the rope? I like that too, but we don't have it in my area, so unfortunately, that's not something I could do. Unfortunately, it's not something I could do. We don't have plenty of options as far as that's concerned. We got a gym down the road, but all of the more fun kind of exercises. Like I also want to try to do that trampoline thing that they do, and they have the trampoline and the thing in the front, and you doing all this jumping and dancing and stuff. I want to do that too. We don't have that here either, so I would have to get my own trampoline kind of thing and put it on the TV because we don't have that here. We don't have it. Aerial silks. Yes, 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 yes. Yes. And we don't have that. But I would love to. One of the let me tell you, we went to go see Chris Brown. I don't remember when he was in New Jersey. We went to go see Chris Brown and they had the girls, they were doing that up in the air, and one of the girls got stuck and she got stuck in the silk and she looked like it looked like a ball sack. And so she was just sitting in there stuck in the silks, like for maybe two songs in the show. They were trying to get her out, but they couldn't get her out. I was like, oh my goodness. But it was funny. It was funny and scary at the same time. But what you gonna do? What you gonna do? What you going to sell? What you going to do? Good morning, Kim. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, she was stuck. It was like white silks and she got stuck in there. I was like, I don't even know how she did that. Chris Brown kept on going and kept on singing as if she wasn't there. Like the show must go. If the show must go on was a meme, that would have been it. That would have been it. So let me share what's going on in the garden today. Good morning, sis. Good morning, Chantel. Um, okay, so there was a huge deer outside. It caught Sean's eye while she was sitting on the couch. And she looked outside, she thought it was a person out there because she saw the eye. And I was like, how did you even know there was a deer out there? And so she said, because the eye, she saw the eye looking in. I have steps up to the house. So there's no way, like, we don't have eye contact with the deer. You'll either see them going by or you'll see them, you know what I'm saying? You'll see them moving, but you don't see them stop at the bottom of the steps, right? So the deer was stopped at the bottom of my steps. Out on my deck, or my landing, I have my seedlings. So I have cauliflower out there, I have some greens out there, I have some other stuff, some lettuce, some peppers, some tomatoes. Like I got stuff out there, right? Those are my seedlings that I gotta put into the dirt, which I gotta do today too. So sitting outside, and I go out, I go to look at the door, and the deer is really at the bottom of the steps. And it's not moving, it's staring at me. Like it's there. Like, what are you doing here? You know what I'm saying? And that's how it's looking at me. In my mind, that's what I think it's saying. It may just be looking at me because I was a person coming to the door. But anyway, I'm standing there looking at me. We looking at each other, and so I then make a noise because clearly the deer wasn't moving. So I make a noise, so the deer runs off, but then it doesn't really run off like into the woods, right? The deer runs off just like over close to the garage, like not even gone. So it goes over by the garage, and then it's still looking back at me like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, who you bucking at? That's what the deer looking at me like, who you bucking at? So I make more noise, and then the deer finally runs off into the woods. Wake up this morning, wake up this morning, and I find that I have a tray, right? My friend had bought me a tray. She bought me some cauliflower and some other stuff that's in there. And okay, so I have this big pot of lemon balm at the bottom of my steps. This lemon balm was growing like crazy. Crazy. The deer ate the lemon balm. They're not supposed to eat lemon balm. So I mean, it could have been something else, but I'm pretty sure it was that stupid deer. And came and he ate the lemon balm that was in the big tray. I mean, in the big pot. So now I gotta wait until it comes back. So maybe I can't even put lemon balm there. Last time I put was it morning glories? I put something in it that says that they're not supposed to eat. And they still ate it. And they said they're supposed to be something that's harmful for them to eat. And I was like, well, I'm gonna try this. I don't know if they died, and I'm probably sure that they didn't because they keep coming back and eating the same thing. So clearly, that's not what it does. So I think I'm gonna have to move that pot. They ate everything. They ate the lemon balm out of there. So in this tray, there was like cauliflower and some other things. And the tray was almost pushed through the steps. You know how the steps, you can see through the steps, right? So the deer can go under the steps because there's no closing on the steps coming up the landing. And it must have went under there to the top of the step, push the tray to the back of it, and was eating the leaves of my cauliflower through the steps. I said, these mother effers. These mother effers. And so did that. And so I went and I pulled the tray back. I was like, what happened to the tray? I thought Sean kicked it when she was coming up the stairs. And it wasn't her. It was the deer. And then I looked and I noticed that some leaves were missing. And then I looked in the raised bed, and in the raised bed, I got 3 gigantic holes. I don't know whatever the thing is was looking for in there because I didn't plant anything. So I don't know what it was getting, but it's 3 gigantic holes. Usually I could tell if the deer went in because you could see the hoofs in the dirt. But no, it's 3 holes. And I said, oh, well, maybe it was a bear. But you would see 2 paw prints. Sounds like, I mean, yeah, maybe it was a bear. And I was like, but I would see the 2 paw prints. I didn't see anything. I just saw 3 huge holes. I said that I have to enclose it today. Today is the day that I'm enclosing it. Today is the day that because they are being so disrespectful. They are being so disrespectful. I have to do something about it. I have to do something about it. Oh, Martini said her goal is complete. So you finished your large order of candles and your labels. You ordered your labels too. Good morning, Kay. Happy Winning Wednesday. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me know in the chat. So yeah. So that's my goal today. My goal today is I got my seeds soaking. I'm gonna put my seeds in the dirt. I'm gonna have to close everything up. And yeah, that's my goal. That's my gardening goal for today. You guys, if you want to soak your seeds, soak your seeds. It helps it to germinate faster. Also, I even paper towels sow mine. So when they sprout, I stick them in the dirt so they already have like a leg up in the dirt. So I have my green beans. I have a lot of stuff that's going in today. Green beans, peas, squash. I found spaghetti squash. There's this TikTok recipe. Do y'all eat spaghetti squash? Let me know in the chat. Do you eat spaghetti squash? TikTok, they have this recipe, and everybody is trying this viral spaghetti squash. I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to grow it. It's not something I'm gonna be able to try and eat immediately because I think squash takes like 2-3 months to grow. But I'm gonna try it anyway because I've never grown a spaghetti squash. I've grown zucchini, I've grown a regular squash, but I have never grown a spaghetti squash. I'm gonna try that. Google says there are ways to repel predator urine, blood, meat meal. Do I have meat meal? And I have blood meal. I think that's the same. Hair, sage, or thyme. Let me tell you something, Kim. That sage and thyme don't work. Don't work. I have onions out there. I have garlic. I have sage. I have thyme. I have oregano. They're not supposed to eat either. They don't touch the oregano bush, but they still walk around it. I never had it. I eat it sometimes. I love spaghetti squash. I love spaghetti squash. I go this week, Trina. Um, Yeah, they made it look good. They like took the squash, they baked it, and they made like a sauce, a cheese, pizza. I mean, a pizza sauce, a meat sauce, and then they took some kind of cheese. I forgot what it's called. I think it starts with a B or a G. And they said it's better to, this is the type of cheese you can use to make your Alfredo sauce and stuff like that. And so they had that. They topped it off with some cheese and they made it seem like it was delicious. So I want to try it. I want to try it. Um, what does it taste like? Does it have the consistency of like a pasta, or is it just because sometimes squash gets very soft. It's not slimy, but it's very soft and soggy. I noticed that when I was making the zucchini noodles, I noticed that if you put salt, if you don't put salt in it, the zucchini noodles are fine. But as soon as you put salt into the zucchini noodles, they start to get real like soft, and I don't know if it's wilted, but they start to get weird, not weird looking, but it's a different texture. It's just a different texture when you add salt. Finish making candles. Uh-huh. Everybody's on label duty, huh? Everybody's on label duty. I'm late. I'm listening and moving around. It's okay. I appreciate you still. Nikki, your forest friends are gangsters. Who are you telling? Who are you telling, girl? Melody, they are. They are the chipmunks out there and the deer this year are usually they don't get real bold until the end of the year, to the end of the season when I think they're starting to get hungry or whatever. That's when they start to break into the garden and stuff. But this one right now, mm-mm. Good morning, Chris Marie. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I only had spaghetti squash once. Okay. I love the background, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Love spaghetti. So love spaghetti sauce can be water like. So I bake my spaghetti squash. So I bake mine with olive oil. Okay. It's lighter than pasta. You have to season it and it can be watery. Okay. It's a keto meal to substitute pasta. Oh, okay. I love spaghetti squash. Melissa, you make it too? I love spaghetti squash, but bake it. Yes, they did bake it, Chris Marie. They put it on a tray. They seasoned it and then they put it on a tray. I think they put it in the oven for like an hour or 45 minutes to an hour. And then they turned it over, and then they, shredded it and put the stuff on top, mixed all that in, put the cheese on top, put it in the oven again till the cheese melted, and then they ate it. If anybody tries that this weekend, I don't even know where. I've never even seen a spaghetti squash before. So I got to go look and see if I can find one on the streets, but I'm going to try to grow it because I found seeds the day before yesterday. I'm waiting on my labels to come to finish my collection. Hey, okay, Yolanda, when they coming in, girl? I do. I bake it with olive oil. Oh, speaking of olive oil, the price of olive oil, we already spoke about that, is going up. I went to Candles and Supplies on Monday, and I was talking to Cindy. Remember I told her, I said she was on our show. We had Cindy on the show, and when I seen her, I was like, "Hey, Cindy, you remember me?" She was like, "Oh yeah, I don't remember the name, but I remember the face." I was like, "Mm-hmm." Mm-hmm. But yeah, she was, so we were talking about the price of olive oil going up, and it's insane, insane. Um, I do bake it with olive oil. Yes, you have to season it real good. I'm gonna try to bake it with a cheaper oil. Like avocado is not cheaper, but you get more. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm gonna try it with. I got olive oil, so I'm gonna try it with olive oil as soon as I find me a spaghetti squash to cook and try this viral thing out. Like I said, I found some seeds that I can grow my own, but it's gonna take some time, so it's not gonna be something I can eat immediately. You have to season it real good. Okay. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a try because, again, remember, eating for my blood type, I'm basically a vegetarian. I'm basically a vegetarian. So I gotta come up with um, delicious options because I don't necessarily have to have meat. I could stop meat cold turkey, and like I don't necessarily need it, but I don't want my food to get boring because that's when I fall off the wagon, right? Because when my food starts to get boring or I feel like it's redundant, then I start to lose interest. I start to lose interest. Like I'm good. I'm a creature of a character, a habit, right? So I can eat the same thing for some time, but once I need other options, right? Because I don't want to eat that same thing all day. I may eat it every day, but I don't want to eat it all day. Yeah, if you get what I'm saying. So yeah, I need some options. I need some tasty options, and I want to try that. So we'll see. We'll see. And I heard that it's also hard to open the squash. Like it's not easy to just cut open. They said people were on TikTok because I was looking, going down a rabbit hole about people making this viral spaghetti squash. People had a hard time opening it. So it's probably they said even the sharpest knives wasn't opening the spaghetti squash. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So let me tell y'all, Kim, every time I say that, let me tell you something. I always think of you. But this is a book I want you guys to get if you have the time, if you can listen to it, whatever that looks like to you. However you like to get your information in your books, you want to read it or you want to listen to it, whatever you have time to. This book is a really good book. It's great for students. It's great for entrepreneurs. It's great for coaches. It's great for athletes. It's a book that helps you to see how you consume the information, what kind of mindset you have, and if it's a fixed growth mindset, and how does that help you, or how does it stunt your growth. It's a really good book. Like it really makes you take a step back and look at things. Like a lot of the times we want to look like we have it all together. We want to look like a polished act. And I tell you right now, I am far from polished, right? Like I'm doing it because I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because I feel like I am the best. And you're like, oh, well, you should feel like you're the best. Well, I always feel like I could get better. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know when to, like, I gotta pull back some, right? And it's not about being humble because I definitely I don't like when people be like, oh, you need to humble yourself. For what? To make you feel better? No, I'm not. You know what I mean? But you don't want that to be the thing that stops you from growing. You want to make sure that you are always open to information no matter where it comes from, because sometimes information is going to come to you in unconventional ways. Information is going to come to you. Sometimes information comes from you from your enemies. Sometimes information may come from, just sources that you would never even think that you would get it from. And so that doesn't mean that the information is not valuable, because of where it comes from, but you got to be open to receiving the information, and to try different things. So this book is really, really good. So I want you guys to go on ahead and get it. It's called Mindset by Carol Dweck. Mindset by Carol Dweck. Let me know if you can click the link in the click the link in the chat. Let me know if you can click the link in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. And I would ask if y'all, I was about to jump into the garden because this is how my mind works, right? About to jump into the garden if y'all wanted me to go live. But if I go live, that's going to take me too long. So I probably won't go live. I'll probably take pictures and show y'all later. But yes, the book is called Mindset by Carol S. Dweck. Let me know if you guys could click that link. Let me know if you can click it. It's a really good book. I don't know if anybody has read it. If you've read it, let me know in the chat. It's a good listen. It does sound like the narrator is a little robotic, but it's still a good listen. It's still a good listen. And it is another book that you may be able to find for free on YouTube. But the books that you enjoy, the books that things that I think of should be in your library, those are the books that you should always have, right? Yes, you could listen to some books, on YouTube, but listen to it until you decide if that's something that you're going to keep going back to. Like a book for me that I'm gonna always go back to is Atomic Habits. I'm gonna always keep going back to that. Another book is The Millionaire Mindset. I'm gonna always go back to that book. I'm always going to go back to the 5 a.m. Club and the 5 Second Rule. Like those are books that I know that I need in my library because there's always some information that I'm going to find the next go round. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to be in a different place to receive that information. Maybe at the first time when I was listening to it, I didn't understand it because I wasn't in that place. But when I listen to it again, I get something different from it. So the books that you know that you're going to keep as a staple in your library, I advise you to get those books or purchase those books on Audible so that you can always have them, right? Because you're going to forget. If it's a book that you're listening to on YouTube and it's not something, and it is something that you want to listen to again, either that content can be gone or you may just totally forget about the book, and then it won't be until something comes up and you're like, oh, okay, then I remember the book. But if it's something that you want to come back to, definitely make sure that you always have the book. And according to one of who was his Jim Rohn or Zig Ziglar, wealthy people have libraries. So start getting in the habit of having a library. Okay, get into the habit of having a library. If you got Libby for your local, library, you can borrow and read or listen for free. Oh, Libby is an app, FYI. Yes, thank you for telling me because I surely did not know. I did not know. Oh, that's nice. And you know what? That would be a great way to support your local libraries because they phasing them things out. So that would be a great idea if you guys want to get the Libby app. But yeah, this book is really good. I'm gonna have my son read this book because I think it's gonna be great for him as far as his mindset is. I told you guys when people have talent, they are usually more lazy. They're more slack. But when you have talent, a lot of the times the people that have talent, they're not coachable, right? Because they think they know everything or they think they got everything that they need. And that's really not the case. You know what I mean? When you have the talent, is to me, I think when you have the talent, it's more important for you to keep on growing as much as you can and absorb all of the information that you can, because this is going to make you the best. This is going to make you the greatest. This is going to make you work even harder for that thing instead of just saying, oh, I already got it, I don't need to work on it, because it automatically comes to me naturally. Anybody in this world could catch up to your skill that you were naturally born with. Anybody can have that as long as they work for it, right? As long as they work towards it, they're able to do that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are not, you're special because we're all special, but you're not you know what I'm saying? Like, you need to do the work. You need to do the work because, like I said, anybody can practice, anybody can learn the skills, anything that they need to do in order for you to in order for them to catch up to you, right? And I tell you guys all the time, everything is learnable. You can learn anything. If you feel like in this particular position and place in your life, if you feel that you don't have all of the things and you would like to be better, versed in any area in business or any area in life, you are able to change and do it as long as you're willing to do it. You know, the reason why they say mindset is important, because if you believe that you can, you're going to do everything required in order for you to hit that goal. And so you got to be able to be open and thoughtful of, open in your thoughts about growing and moving on. You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't, you're going to get stuck and you're going to get stagnant, and you're going to have that fixed mindset, which means that you are not going to be able to change. You're not adaptable, you're not coachable. You're going to be just like a fixed interest rate. It's going to stay the same until it changes, right? It's going to change. It's going to stay the same until it changes. And that's how a lot of us are viewing things that we do, right? We think that, oh, well, we either got it or we don't. We either um we're either blessed with that or we don't. We looking at people and be like, oh, they lucky they got this kind of talent. Oh, they lucky they got this and they got that. But if you work for it, you could get it too. If you commit yourself to growth and education and growing and learning, you could do that thing too. It's not just them. It's not just for the select few. Remember, if you guys read the book The Outliers, I don't know if anybody's read that book, but I've suggested this book for reading quite some time ago. So you may not have been here for that, but the book The Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell is an amazing read. That's another book that you guys should add to your library. It's an amazing read, because it's like the greats are great, yes, but they're not great just because they were born with it. They're great because they put in the work to be the greatest, to make sure they had skills and talents that nobody had, or outwork people who are going to give up, who is not going to put in the time and not put in the work. I don't know the work ethic of, like, what's his name? I know Michael Jordan, Kobe, um uh why now I'm getting a blank. I'm looking at his face. What is his name? Off the Golden State Warriors. And you know he could do muscle memory with his shot, 3-pointer. Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Like, I know their work ethic. They have an insane work ethic. Tiger Woods, insane work ethic, because they're going to do the things that people will not do. They're going to be extraordinary because they're going to do the things that people are not willing to do, especially people with talent that can get out there and do the thing just as, they can do the thing. I won't say just as good, but they'll get out there and they'll play to their best abilities, but they're going to outwork them every single time. A Michael Jordan, a Kobe, a Steph Curry, they're going to outwork you every single time. Steph Curry, I don't know what's going on with him right now, but Michael Jordan and Kobe will outwork you all the time, right? They're going to give you the work every single time. They're going to give you the work at practice. They're not slacking at practice. They're going to give you the work at practice. After the game, they're going to be practicing. After the championships, they're working on the next thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all of these things can be learned if you have a growth mindset. But if you have a fixed mindset and you think that, my talent is it, nobody could tell me what to do, nobody could coach me, I don't want to learn anything else, I know what I need. If that's the type of way you're going to be, then you're never going to be able to fully grow to your capacity, because you're going to think you always know everything, and you can't go through life like that. So having the growth mindset is going to be something that is going to be beneficial for all of us, because it doesn't necessarily, just because somebody did it doesn't mean that you can't do it, right? Just because somebody has a certain skill doesn't mean that you can't have that skill. It doesn't mean that you can't learn that thing and even be better than that person, right? You can learn anything. And if we have that in our mind, we can learn anything. Just because I'm not great at math don't mean that I can't be great at math. And the great thing about this book is that she's going through experiments that she's done with, like, students, and seeing how people learn. And so she was doing some experiments with students, and I don't mean like, pulling tissues and blood samples and stuff like that. I'm talking about, just giving them tests and stuff like that to see how they learn and what happens when they're faced with a challenge. And so some kids, when even the kids that were labeled not smart, the kids that were labeled not smart, they were still able to learn and grow. It's just the way that you have to The information has got to be given to them. You know what I mean? Some people are waiting for a challenge. Some people are waiting to say, oh, I failed so that I could get better. Oh, okay, so I didn't get that one right. Oh, give me another one. Let me see if I can do this one. You know, some kids were willing to do that even though they didn't get it right the first time. Some kids just give up, and a lot of the times we do that. Remember one time I was talking about when we get applications and sometimes my mind just shuts down, and even though I know the information, I still kind of like shut down. She said in this book that when you see like the race box, to check your race and to see, you know, to check if you are a woman and all these other things. When you check those boxes, it automatically puts up some kind of a wall, right? And so you'll automatically feel like you can't perform well, or you feel and this is what I'm saying about, like, not anxiety so much, but it's a weird feeling that I get when I have to fill out an application when I know the information, you know. And then so she was saying, yeah, like when you see those boxes and they tell you to check your race or whatever, you automatically go to where, you know, stereotypes would go with that, or you automatically go with no, I'm gonna just keep it there where the stereotypes are at. And I was like, you know what, I never realized that they were saying that students, women who are really great at like math and stuff like that, when they seen that men were coming in, because you know the information is that men are so much better in math than women, right? And I'm not saying that is true, I'm just saying this is what people were saying, right? So men are better at math than women, and so when the men came in, the women who knew the math and they did really well in math, their grades were lowered because of the stereotype. Because of the stereotype, didn't make them dumber, but it just made them feel like they were unprepared for the test. So there is a real reason behind the way we feel when we are about to test for anything. So when I'm feeling anxiety, and I don't think that's a word, but when I'm feeling the anxiety of filling out a form at a doctor's office or something, this could be the reason why, because they do have those boxes. So yeah. Oh goodness, I do that too. Yep. Yep. So it is proven, it is in the book, and I think everybody is going to absolutely love it. Like I said, um, we got to be able to learn all of anything that you can learn it. Do not be a closed mind, right? Always be able to learn and grow. Always. I tell you guys that all the time. Good morning, Big Meech. I tell you that all the time. Always be able to learn and grow. And let me just say, I'm going to give you some signs of a fixed mindset, and let me know if you have any of those, right? I find when I'm speaking to certain people, and I can see it on somebody else, sometimes I can see it in myself, but mostly you can tell from other people because you're observing other people. So you're really paying attention to them. You're not really paying attention to it when you do it so much because you don't think anything's wrong with you. But if you have a fixed mindset, now this is the difference between a fixed and a growth mindset. The fixed mindset feels like they are where they're going to be. You can't teach me nothing. I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't learn nothing. This is who I am. The growth mindset is always like, I'm up for the challenge. I can do this. I'm ready. Teach me something. I want to learn. I want to grow. I'm eager, right? And so let me know if you realize any of this in your character. Do you avoid challenges? Put ones in the chat if you avoid a challenge. Put a 2 if you don't. Do you avoid challenges? Sometimes I will avoid a challenge, and I've gotten better. I've gotten better, but sometimes I will avoid a challenge because I feel like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing in this area, or I don't know if I'm the person to do this, or I don't know if and I will avoid it instead of me saying, you know what, let me come back to you on that, or let me look into it and see what I can do, and then approach this challenge. No, sometimes I will just shut the challenge down. How many of you guys are like that in here, or is it just me? Can you be in the middle? Yes, you could be in the middle for sure. For sure. People with a fixed mindset often avoid challenges because they fear failure. They fear failure. They might choose easier tasks where they are sure to succeed rather than risk trying something difficult. Now I will do that all day long. If I know that if I know how to do something, I will definitely be up for the challenge. You ask me to sew you a pair of pants or whatever, I'll be up for the challenge. But if you ask me to sew you a pair of tailored pants, work pants, I won't do it, because then I'll give you every excuse in the book as to why I don't like to sew that type of garment. I will sew you up. I will whip you up a pair of leggings in a minute. I will whip you up a pair of pajama pants in a minute. Why? Because it's easy. It comes to me easy. But if you ask me to do some tailored anything, I'm not going to do it. Why? Because I'm going to tell you every challenge that I approach. Right. So I don't like all of it's tedious to me. You have to make sure you iron everything, put it in zippers, put it in, it's too many moving parts. And so I already know that I'm going to shut it down, because I'm going to keep on throwing out why I don't want to do it, or why it's difficult for me to do it. I'm going to keep on doing that. So I will, like this says, I will avoid doing it, because not because I fear failure, because I know I can still do it, but because of the time that it's going to take in order for me to do it. So I won't do it. If you ask me to do some leggings, oh yeah, what size you want? You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me to make you some tailored pants, I won't. I won't. 1.5, I don't avoid it, but I will put it off for put it off for a while. Yeah. Hey, Kayla K, how to have a good centro? Go to BCMC. They have plenty of candle classes. This is not that, but and I don't know what kind of wax you use. I don't know what kind of vessel you're using, what kind of wicks you're using. Like, this is a deeper conversation. And I don't have that conversation for you today, because we're not talking about candles. But if you go to BCMC University, it's all about candles. It's a Black Candle Makers Club. It's the place to be. It's definitely the place to be. I have some questions that I was supposed to fill out for a doctor's appointment and got irritated. Yep. They wanted my parents' names and a bunch of other stuff. I skipped it all. I know. And why do we do that? Like, we get there and we like, you know what I mean? I don't know. I love a challenge, but I have to be thinking about it. Got you. Yeah. So, okay. So that's part of a fixed mindset. Another thing is fear of failure. Fear of failure. How many of us in here fear failure? I can say I could put up my hand on this one too, because when I initially started my business, I didn't want to fail, because I didn't want to be looked at. And not because I don't think it was so much for me. I think it was more so for the perception of what I thought other people would think about me if I failed. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was me. Nobody wants to lose, nobody wants to fail, but I think it was more so is what people were going to think about me if I fail. Now, would people think that I'm a loser? Would people think that I'm not qualified? Would people think that I'm not worthy? Would people think? That's where my fear of failure started to come in, right? And I think it's for everybody else. I don't really think it was me myself. Why do they need to know other family members' names? That's weird. As someone who works in the medical field, I avoid them if it's something new to me, but sometimes I will come back and just do it. Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing. You just got to do it. You got to do it. There's some things on my applications too I avoid. When I see they say put if I'm going to the doctor and they say put your social security number on there, I'll be like, nope. You're gonna get the basic. You're gonna get the basic. That's what you're gonna get. I do, even though I know you will have to fail in order to succeed. I'm pushing through. You have to. And even if you don't even want to look at it like a failure and you just look at it like an experience, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if we put a different word on the word that, a lot of people, a lot of the gurus, a lot of the people out here that's killing the game, they tell you fail fast, so you can keep on going, do what you want to do and fail fast. Fail as many times as you can so that you can figure out the right way to do it. A lot of us don't have that in our heads that way, right? We're thinking failure and we're thinking that, failure means final, and failure means fatal, and failure means, like, that's kind of like where we go with failure. We don't look at failure like, oh, this is just another way for me to figure out how to do something differently or approach it differently. Maybe I didn't approach it right. And we just got to change our language around that. I think if we changed our language around that, we would be better. You know what I'm saying? Because just, oh, I was a failure at my business, nobody wants to hear that, right? Nobody wants, because that means it didn't, I failed, and it's not you that failed the business failed, it didn't work, there were some things that you didn't know, you didn't do, you got to learn. And so I think we should, I don't know, I'm not so much talk nicer or change the words so you can feel better, because I mean, it is what it is. But if we start looking at failure like, okay, so this is a way for us to learn and grow, I think we can fail faster. Here I go stuck. I'm stuck again. All right, y'all. I have no idea. I have no idea why my computer keeps doing this. If you guys are still with me, if you guys are still with me, let's see where we're going with it. Um, Let me know if you guys can see me. Let me know if you can see me. Put ones in the chat. I love that, Miss Lois. I'm writing that down. And that's going to be my post for today. So when you look at it and you say I copied you, and did first attempt in learning. Yes. It's my post for the day. Yes, I don't know why my computer is been shutting me down. It's been, what is that? The geomagnetic storm or whatever? I don't know. But it's been shutting me down. It's been shutting me down. But yeah, I really think we got to change the way we're looking at it. I think we got to, instead of saying failing and thinking and looking at failing as a bad thing, I think we need to be looking at failing as a thing that is a tool that we need. It is an experience that we need. This is something that we need to be better. She also goes into this book and she talks about Thomas Edison. I'm going to ask you this question and I'll wrap up on Thomas Edison, right? So on Thomas Edison, do y'all think he was like a genius that worked alone? Or do you think that Thomas Edison was a group think kind of person? What kind of person do you think Thomas Edison was? In the chat, a loner or group think? Learner or group think? Let me know in the chat. Let me know. Let me know. And like I said, I think if we change the way we feel about failure, I think we would fail more. You know what I'm saying? I think we would feel more comfortable about something not working out the first time and know that it's okay for it to not have worked out and to come back and approach it in a different way and kill it the next time. Or maybe not even kill it the next time. It may take 2, 3, 4, 5 times. It may take some time, but still you'll be able to look at it differently. Like, you know what? I got an opportunity to make this right. I got an opportunity to approach this differently. I got an opportunity to grow this thing into something amazing, right? But in order for me to get there, I have to fail first because I got to know what doesn't work. And so if we look at things that, okay, I have to fail so I know that what doesn't work, we'll be fine, right? The same way with any inventor. He gets credit for something he didn't invent. A what or a what? Um, uh, a loner or a group thinker? A loner or a group thinker? Do you think Thomas Edison was a loner or a group thinker? Let me know in the chat. And this is in the book. Again, I really love this book so far. So I think you guys, should check this book out. But what do you think he was? A loner or a group thinker? Don't look it up. Just tell me, just from all the stories that you heard about Thomas Edison and his contributions to society or whatever. What do you think? How do you think he was? How do you think he was? No idea. Most people would think, because you think, oh, this person is a genius, this person is an inventor. A lot of us would think that he was a loner, right? We would all think that he was a loner because all of the people that come up with ideas that we could use, or they are really what's the word? They seem like on the edge of crazy. Those people, you picture them to be loners, right? I got to get my hands to stay together. Like you see in between my fingers, you see the wall. You have to, you got to be crazy. You got to be alone if they're thinking that outside of the box and they're this outrageous and da 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 da. But I'm leaning towards loner. Okay, so in his book, it says he was not a loner and he was not special, and he had a whole team working on this with working on a light bulb with him, like glass blowers, geniuses, experts. He had a whole team of experts working with him in a state of the art lab at the time. Would you even picture that? That the story, he was great at marketing. He was great at being able to tell his story. He knew that he wasn't doing anything extraordinary. He just knew that he was going to be consistent at it. And being consistent at it, in this book, she was saying, young boys, they all were the same way. They all were experimental. They did things like that. But the thing about him is that his never wore off. And so he kept on doing the things even when they grew tired of it or outgrew it. He still kept on doing it. That's what made him special. But I had no idea that he was working on that with a team of people. I had no idea that he was working on that in the state of a art lab. I'm thinking it was like in a room, and this is me, just the stories that you get and what you do with them in your head. And I was like, oh, because I would have thought he was in the room by himself, creating and experimenting and things like that. But no, according to this book, he was not. He was not. So y'all going ahead and pick up this book. Can y'all believe that? I was like, what? Really? That is what she said. Let me know what your thoughts are about that. Let me know what your thoughts are. So when you think somebody is just so amazing and they're just so creative and they're coming up with so many wonderful ideas, you are also capable of doing the same thing. You are also capable of producing that and even better work than that person has. As long as you're willing to do the work, as long as you're willing to not get stuck, and as long as you don't get hung up on the failure, as long as you don't get hung up on that, I think that everybody in this room will be able to be successful. But you've got to know that for yourself. And you got to feel it. Like, again, it's got to be in your mindset. It's got to be something that you feel and believe in your mind that you can do. Because if you think you can, you can. And if you think you can't, you can't. Right? So, with that being said, y'all, I'm about to wrap today up because, again, I got so much stuff that I got to do today. I will keep you updated in my story so you'll know what's going on. But I want to thank everybody for rocking with me this morning. Make sure that you turn on your notifications bell so that you can be notified when we go live. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you got this far, you might as well go on ahead, especially since we had that little blackout session and you still here. Go on ahead. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications bell. We're going live tomorrow at 7 p.m. for Miss Kathy Z of Ravish Soap. She's going to show us how to use the Photo Room app for your product photography and also for your content. What else? We will not have coffee with Nikki tomorrow morning because I will be traveling. You guys follow us on all social media. It is Bubble Babes, BABEZ University, everywhere. Follow us on social media. Also go to the website and join the community. There's plenty of great information there in the community. It is Bubble Babes, BABEZ University.com, you guys. So yes, have an amazing day. Also make sure you go on and grab that book, and we'll talk about Thomas Edison tomorrow. That being said, y'all, have an amazing day. I will talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.